Alright, hello everyone. Today we have the new ID and ego, but before we begin, there's a very massive change here. Apparently there was a bug where the electric screaming ego is causing Dawn to ramp up twice as fast. There's an example over here where she basically is getting a crap ton of charge potency just by popping this ego and would let her accelerate her charge potency gains extremely fast. In exchange of removing that bug, they are also buffing Dawn, which I think is quite crazy. So now she gets 75% on skill 2, and for skill 3 it only requires 2+ love and hate instead of 3+, and it goes up to 125%, which is kind of nuts. So additional buffs for Dawn just to raise her ceiling even more, I think is quite crazy. And also, they are giving us a massive amount of lunacy, 1300 lunacy. We always joke about 1300 lunacy. Yeah, this is basically our 1300 lunacy moment right here. Okay, anyway, that's pretty much it for the Dawn. They basically killed the Ego's ramp ability to give her additional buffs, which I think is very nice and will make her top end even stronger. And that is something that's really cool for any charge enjoyers. Okay, anyway, now on to Outis as well as Meursault. We begin with Meursault due to the fact that it's quite interesting and maybe a bit more interesting to talk about in relation to his other thumb ID, right? At turn start, in odd numbered turns, you're actually gaining damage up. In even numbered turns, you gain protection, and this does not stack with metronome. And when you're using the ego skill, you also gain accumulated pass next turn, once per encounter, and you gain accumulated pass at every subsequent turn end. So you're stacking up this thing here that gives you more clash power up and more offense level up. So no matter which ID you're using, just using this already just straight up gives you free stats. It gives you additional clashing, gives you additional offense level. You could put this on your Rose Banner Meursault if you wanted, and he would be able to actually clash people. Or you could put it on Thumb Meursault and make him a clashing demon, because he would just have this on top of his already insane clashing power, which is quite an interesting buff skill by itself. This ego also really wants Tremor potency and count on the enemy, which the Thumb Meursault is going to do. So I think that this is really better suited for Thumb Meursault rather than Rose Banner. Rose Banner is quite an old ID, so I think they intend this to be for Thumb Meursault. You also can gain even more attack weight over here, and for every X highest resonance, you inflict Tremor against all targets. Then you have the WoW Ego line of losing SP at turn end. You also heal yourself, and when you activate odd numbered Sloth Resonance in odd numbered turns, you will get heal SP. Same for even numbered Sloth Resonance for even numbered turns to give you healing SP. You can inflict Tremor count, you inflict Tremor count again, and if it's the main target, you trigger Amplitude Entanglement, spelling error, give me 200 lunacy, into the target's current Tremor type. This line here, I can only interpret it as basically I hit the main target. If they have white or yellow Tremor on them, I now spread the Tremor to all of the other targets that I hit with the AoE of this skill. So it's a bit of a proliferation ultimate ego, right? You just hit someone with yellow Tremor and spread it, or hit someone with white Tremor and spread it, or you hit someone with maybe both of them. Maybe it could allow you to spread all of the combo Tremor stuff to multiple targets. I think that would be very cool. You also have Tremor potency and a new line. I think I've never seen this line before. Coin start. The coin deals more damage for every Tremor potency on main, and the coin deals more damage for every sum of Tremor potency and Tremor count. So this is a coin specific one, and it then also just bursts. And then if you got raised by damage, you burst, and if you got raised the damage dealt by something, you burst again. So you need to increase the damage output of this thing basically with this coin start effects over here, and then you can get triple Tremor bursts in an AoE with proliferation of the amplitude, which seems pretty damn insane for spreading that Tremor and just nuking everyone. Basically all you need to do is just yellow plus white one person, then drop this on top of that person, and now you spread the amplitude and you burst every single one of your enemies. I think that is actually quite disgusting and helps to deal with Tremor's very single target focused nature, right? Because it's usually just you apply to one person, then you apply Time Moratorium or something if you want to do even more damage, and then you just burst the guy, right? For this one, it helps you to spread, which I think is quite interesting, right? Because we need more spread damage, more AoE damage, and this one seems to be doing that for us, right? The corroded form is pretty much the same, doesn't really have anything else interesting. It heals HP exactly the same, like everything here is pretty much the exact same here. Just have to see the numbers whether it's any different or not, right? So that's pretty much it for this ego over here. Once again, Meursault's art is extremely cool. This is literally worth pulling alone just because of this aura farming guy over here, right? But this proliferation looks really spicy for a Tremor team. Okay, Next one's going to be Outis. Outis, I believe the comparison now is between Mola Outis as well as this Outis. This Outis might just win Mola Outis purely because it has additional multipliers inside of its kit, because he has deal more damage line over here. You scroll down here, you got deal more damage line over here, while Mola Outis is a bit old, so she doesn't really get any deal more damage multipliers anymore on her skills, right? So this is probably going to out DPS Mola Outis. We also see inflict tremor count, inflict tremor potency, and if the target has X plus tremor potency, you also consume tremor on the target to apply tremor count to both the target and self. So you have tremor count on these two, tremor count again here in another way where you just apply the tremor potency and you convert the tremor potency to the count on the target and yourself also. So you get to suck the tremor count onto yourself, which you want because you are also someone that wants to gain the tremor count. And then your skill 3, if the target is in either amplitude conversion or entanglement, you can deal more damage. If it's moratorium, you also deal more damage and you gain point power. And if they have bind, you also gain clash power up. So it's a lot of multiplier instances over here, as well as ability to burst 3 times in a row if you have borrowed time, and you can also inflict time moratorium on this character as well. So it looks very, very interesting. It's like a mix between a T-Corp and a Tremor character, like actually, because previously our T-Corpers are not really fully focused on the Tremor. They're more here to just do bursting damage by dumping the borrowed time, to dump time moratorium and then just do big burst damages for speed runs basically. For regular people, this is also another way for you to get achievements, like getting 10,000 damage in one turn, because you can store the damage and then burst the guy in one turn. But this one seems like a character that can do both, can do very good tremor count applications and also can do a lot of tremor bursting, as well as give you time moratorium access. So you could maybe slot in T-Corp Dawn just to get additional access to the time moratorium and pop it early, or you just use Outis alone and you just let it naturally tick down to activate a really big explosion for the target. Not really sure which one's the better play, we'll just have to wait and see, but she might just be used as the new speedrun comp if you are re-rolling constantly to get time moratorium procs, right? So anyway, besides that, this character with all these multipliers over here has gain tremor count here and gain tremor count here. And then when you go to skill 3 over here, you just need to basically consume tremor on the target to gain even more tremor count. And then you consume all the tremor count. So this is the gains, and then this is the cash out. So when you cash out, you gain coin power for every X tremor count consumed, and you deal more damage for every Y tremor count consumed. So this is just a massive, massive cash out that allows you to do tremor bursting and also allows you to get the time moratorium. Looks pretty okay to me. The guard skill is the way you get into borrowed time. If you forgot what borrowed time is, it's basically the state that gives you additional haste, clash power, and fragility. And if you tick down too long, you have to pay back the time, and so you get staggered. So you generally just want to make sure you are managing this borrowed time status very, very well. Not really a lot of room for error here, but basically you just press the guard button once and you can basically go unga bunga for a while. You can press your skill 3 when you have borrowed time in order to trigger all of these big booms onto the opponent. And then you can also get violent collections on the skill 3 after you attack. That gives you additional tremor count from its base skill. So this really is just a tremor count dispenser character with also this iconic line, right? If you're faster, you deal more damage based on speed difference. This line already we see it so many times on the Mao Faust and all of the other Mao clan. So now it's on Outis as well. So she has natural multipliers from her skill 3 activation one time, and because you have borrowed time to give you additional haste, it's just massive count dispensary. This character has count gain on the defense, count applications on the skill 1, count gains and applications on the skill 2. Like this character can basically do whatever the hell she wants, honestly. It looks like they made a very, very unga bunga looking character here, where you just press this button here to get some tremor count, and then after that you just shit out tremor count non-stop. Then you just use someone else or a whole team to apply tremor potency for you, and then you just do billions of damage. And if you're gonna die, you just heal yourself and recover from stagger, because they are the T-Corp characters, which means that they have this passive by default. Right, so it looks like a very, very interesting character that might be better off than Outis here, just because of all the shit tons of multipliers and the insane amount of count application that she's going to apply. Also, her elements are perfectly suited to fuel Bind's ego. You have Lust element, you have Sloth element, and you have Pride element. and just need to get ref from somewhere else. So I think that could be something that you're looking for in the T-Corp team, or whatever Tremor team is going to be coming out. Right, so for now, have to wait to see the numbers, but it's looking good, honestly, for this Corp Outis. Just looking like very, very good numbers and applications over here, and then we are pretty much good to go. Even if it's like minimum numbers, it still looks pretty damn solid, and I'm expecting stuff like maybe 100% or 200% multiplier on this skill tree to make it extremely powerful. And you're probably meant to combo this with the yellow Tremor anyway, so you can get additional damage bonuses. Do take note that this skill 2 here is a bit confusing. It's basically if the target is in either states, you get more damage, and if it's not in any of these states, you instead amplitude into Tremor Chain. So you either Tremor Chain the guy, or you don't Tremor Chain the guy and deal more damage. That's pretty much what this means over here. And if you forgot what Tremor Chain is, I also forgot. It's basically lose 1 clash power and is the blue Tremor. So you can reduce enemies' clash power, which I think you probably don't want to do because yellow Tremor is still the most important Tremor for this archetype. Right, so I think that's pretty much it for this video here. As a summary, Outis here is basically just Unga Bunga, get Tremor count, inflict Tremor count, and just shit out Tremor count non-stop until you're ready to press your skill tree once you hit the correct amount of Tremor count. That's the summary of this character. Very, very simple summary. And then for the ego over here, you apply the yellow Tremor on one target, you press the ego button, spread the yellow Tremor to all targets, and now you burst everyone equally and then you kill everyone. That seems to be the use of this ego here to help offset the very single target focused nature of the Tremor team, which is just white plus yellow, right? Of course, if you're in Mirror Dungeon, then you can use something like the acid ego gift, which also helps you a lot, but this one helps you to start like applying a bunch of yellow to a lot of people, so you can start killing them all and staggering them for all of your innate effects, because there's a lot of effects in this kind of team comps where they want to stagger people to get bonuses. So that's something that could be very, very good also for you. Right, so I think that's pretty much it here. Wait for the numbers and then I can tell you whether this is a very, very good banner or not. Most likely I will just be picking these characters up as dispensary, right? As dispensary units. Just wait for them to come out because I'm still waiting for the Arknights banner, the Arknights collab, which is going to be so-called soon. We already passed the Walpurgis, so the next big banner to wait for is the Arknights one. So Arknights event is going to be the new thing that we'll be asking Project Moon from now on. Alright, that's pretty much it. Thanks guys for watching, and I shall see you guys later. Let me know if I have missed out anything in the comments below. Alright, bye bye everyone.